Thank you for joining me today. Today we are looking at the talk, The Joy of Living a Christ-Centered Life by Richard J. Maynes from the General Conference Address in October 2015. I have to tell you, I was so excited to film this video. I was in this beautiful place it was so peaceful, and I really wanted to film a longer video, but I had a ton of technical difficulties, so this video is a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but I hope you enjoy the beauty. I also want to tell you that it's a little bit hard to see me. If you're not super familiar with yoga, this might be difficult because the camera focused in on a weed rather than me, and I'm really dark and the weed is really bright. I don't have a videographer. I film all these by myself. There's my tripod. But I just wanted to show you this beautiful place I got to be in all by myself. It was super peaceful. And I spent this time in nature this weekend, and I felt so grounded and so centered. And then I read this talk, and I wanted to share a quote with you from this talk. He says, "If our lives are centered on Jesus Christ, He can successfully mold us into who we need to be in order to return to His and Heavenly Father's presence in the celestial kingdom. The joy we experience in this life will be in direct proportion to how well our lives are centered on the teachings, example, and atoning sacrifice of Jesus Christ." So we'll come to the top of your mat, and this practice has a lot of balancing, of centering poses, of just finding your center, finding the core. And through all this, I just want you to think about those things, about how well your life is centered on Jesus Christ. So just take a moment, come to the top of your mat in mountain pose, finding strength through the legs, grounding through the core. And we'll begin with a breath called pulling parana. So we'll reach the arms out, and with a breath out through the nose, pump the arms back towards you. And I just wanted to pull in all this great energy from nature. And then you're going to reach your arms up overhead. As you breathe out through the nose, pull the arms towards the body. And then you'll cross the arms across the body like you're cross-country skiing. With every pull, you breathe out through the nose. And then reach the arms out in front of you, make fists with the hands, and you'll begin to pump the hands back towards the fists while you hold your breath. Just pulling in the energy around you. It's a great way to release tension and just become to the present moment. Release the hands, close the eyes, and feel into the hands. Feel the left palm and the fingers. Feel into the right palm and the fingers, and then feel the energy beyond the limits of the body. Feel that energy that you pulled in, and just relax. Now inhale, reach your arms up over your head for extended mountain pose. And we'll take the right wrist in the left hand, and just open up the side body, grounding through the right foot. Now we'll go the other way, left wrist into right hand, grounding through the left foot, opening up the side body. And exhale, bring the hands back down to center. Interlace the fingers behind the back, open up the chest. Again, grounding through the feet, making sure that the core of the body is pulled in tight. And then exhale, bend the knees and kind of ragdoll yourself over your legs. Drop the head. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. And release any tension. Open up the shoulders. If this is hard for you to open up those shoulders, you can grab a strap and interlace them between your hands. And then release your hands. Come up to a flat back. Exhale. Step back to a plank pose. Make sure that the core is in nice and tight. Again, finding a center of the body. And then ground through the mat, up dog or cobra. Lift the crown of the head. Tuck the toes. Exhale, back down dog. 3 breaths. You can work through the heels here, pressing one heel and then the other. Reach through those hands. Make sure the fingers are wide. Make sure that you're pressing through the roots of the fingers so that the pressure is off the wrists of the hands. Lengthen through the back. Just work through those knees. You can bend the knees as much as you need to here. Drawing one heel toward the mat and then the other heel. Beautiful. Now walk your feet towards the front into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Place that centering in between the palms and bring it to your heart. Always centered, always here and present. Take a few moments to feel into the body. Let's do that all one more time. Inhale, reach the right wrist over, grounding through the right foot. So even though we're a little off balance, we're grounding. And switch sides. Left wrist into the right hand. Inhale, reach tall. And then exhale, draw the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers with the other finger on top. Open the chest as you look up. And then we're going to exhale and draw the body over those bent legs. Just ragdolling over, opening the chest, releasing any tension, any expectations, and just finding a center. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, place the hands on the mat and step back to a nice, strong, centered plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Up dog or cobra. This is where it's hard to see me. Lifting the crown of the head. And then you're going to tuck your toes and lift the hips back for down dog. Nice long back. Bend the knees as much as you need to here. Lift the tailbone to the sky. Reach the chest back towards the heels. Pull the leg bones up as much as you can to get lots of space between the belly and the leg bones. So you almost feel a hollowing of the belly here. Keep your breath long, even, and steady. Drop to the knees. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll do a few cats and cows. Again, finding that core, finding that center, thinking about how well your centered life is on the gospel. Inhale, cat or cow. Exhale, cat, tucking the chin to the chest, tucking the tailbone under. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now feel the grounding of the hands and the knees into the floor to allow the body to move. Inhale now, we'll find a spinal balance with that great balance that you have, that great centering with the hand and the knee. Reach that opposite arm and opposite leg back, pulling in the core, making sure that your body is tight, that it's centered in between the 2 points. Because at times, let's go the other side, we are off balance. We're off balance and we still need to stay centered. We still need to find the core of our lives on the gospel, on Christ. So reach that foot back. Make sure your belly is in tight. And then release that side. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, to find an evenness in the body. And then we'll lift the hips for down dog. A few breaths here. Look up between the hands and step your right foot in between the hands for warrior one. Keep the shoulders square to the front of the mat. The back foot is turned down at a 45-degree angle. And we're lifting. Again, finding a center through the shoulders, through the core. Place the hands back on the mat, back to down dog. Lift that right leg to the sky. Press into the hands nice and strong. And then drop down to down dog. Let's step the left foot through. Find warrior one. Reach and lift the arms up. Find your center. Find your core. Find the grounding through the feet, connected to the earth, yet reaching for the heavens, always. Exhale, drop the hands down. Step back. Reach that left leg into the sky for three-legged dog. And then drop to a down dog. Bring your body into plank. Drop lower. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Reach the back nice and long. Inhale, the right leg comes up into the sky as much as feels good to you. Exhale, swing it through. Warrior two. Again, finding a focus now on that front fingertip, knuckle. Just go ahead and drop the shoulders, relax the shoulders, yet stay grounded through the feet, grounded through the core. Reaching. And now we'll inhale and straighten the front leg. Exhale and bend into that warrior two, just so maybe a tiny bit deeper, working mindfully through the hip, through this pose. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Just finding a nice flow. Now we'll go into side angle. You can rest your elbow on your knee, or you can reach your hand to the ground and take your arm over your ear if you want a little bit deeper expression of this pose. But again, find your core, find your center. So even though we're a little bit off center here, come back to warrior two, find reverse warrior. We're moving through all these poses with a really strong center and strong connection to the earth. Inhale, lift that foot up, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, swing it through warrior two. Place the back foot down at a 90-degree angle. Cartwheel the arms forward and open. Find a good center in the body, a good grounding through the feet, and relax in the shoulders. Focus your gaze over that front fingertip. Now begin to inhale and straighten the front leg, and then exhale and sink a little lower through that centered body. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lower. Find your side angle pose, your version of side angle. And maybe arms straight up, just reaching, opening that side body, yet still staying centered in the middle of the body. Inhale, center. And now let's do reverse warrior. Reach that arm back just for a brief moment. Step back to plank, lower chaturanga. Lift up dog or cobra. Beautiful. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips high, down dog. A few breaths here. Pulling the tailbone high, releasing the neck, tucking the shoulders open to open the upper back. Drop the heels towards the mat as much as possible. And then let's drop to the knees. And we'll prepare for a headstand, a supported headstand. If you have a headstand in your practice, go ahead and do that now. If not, you can follow me. You can't really see me very well, but I'm just placing the top of my head on the mat. And then with a strap or interlacing your fingers, you can open up the shoulders. And if this is still too much for your neck, you can even place your hands on the mat. But just thinking about the roots of the head and the way that we come into this world. And the crown chakra is our connection to God. So release the hands, just sit in child's pose for a moment, maybe rolling the forehead back and forth on the mat. And then bring your body to an upright position when you're ready. And just sense the top of the head and the activation there. And feel that energy opening towards the heavens. Taking a few deep breaths. Notice how you feel. Notice the expansion and spaciousness that's beyond the body. The spaciousness that you feel in the head. Return to down dog. Lift the hips high, drop the feet, and then we'll walk to forward fold. Shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Again, releasing any tension in the neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Making sure that you're supported at all times. Inhale, reach up and over the head, placing the centered feeling into the palms and bringing the palms to the heart center. Take in a few breaths. Feel the feet grounded on the earth, big toe, little toe, and heel. Feel the core of the body. Notice the calm that you feel. And we'll go into tree pose here. So bring your weight into your left leg, all the weight into your left leg, and then you'll turn your knee out. You can place your toes on the ground at the ankle, or you can bring your foot up a little higher below the knee or above the knee. In this general conference talk, he talks about a youth group that tried to do some pottery. They had a really tough time because the clay to them seemed centered on the wheel, but to the expert that was helping them, he knew that it was not centered, and the clay went flying everywhere and they couldn't do it. And then the expert showed them exactly how to place the clay totally centered on the wheel, and he made a beautiful pot out of this clay. So feel yourself centered, strong in that leg, even though you're off center. Now bring that knee, continuing this balancing, this centering. Even though we're balancing, we still have to be centered. We have so many plates to spin. We'll bring the foot into the hands, or you can keep the hands around the knee, and these are kind of road trips. If you want to keep the hands around the knee, you can do that. If you want to just keep the foot in the hand, or if you want to extend the leg out, it's up to you where you want to stop today and just balance and feel centered. Great. We'll bring that foot back and return the foot to earth. Shake out the legs, and now breathe in through the right side up to the crown of the head, and then begin to pour that balance down through the left side, grounding into the left leg now, feeling the left leg strong and stable like the trunk of a tree. And then choose your version of tree pose. Maybe it's the toes on the ground, maybe it's the foot just below the knee, or maybe the foot comes just above the knee. Find your core. Bring your hands to heart center, and if you feel stable and steady, you can reach your hands up like branches of a tree. I could have stayed here all day in this beautiful grounding place. My balance usually isn't this good in tree pose, but for some reason, he tells the scripture of Isaiah. He says, "But now, O Lord, thou art our Father. We are the clay, and thou art our potter, and we are all the work of thy hand." Let's bring the hand into those interlaced fingers. Let's first bring the hands around the knee. And if you need to stay there, great. If not, go ahead and interlace the fingers underneath that foot. And then if you feel good there, you can straighten out the front foot. If this hurts your back at all, back off. Go back to one of the prior poses. This hurts the low back. You can even draw your body down towards the leg. And then we'll release that. Beautiful job. Find your grounded, centered now. In between both feet, breathing up through the left side and finding a balance in between left and right sides. Find your breath. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead for extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward folds, lengthening the leg bones, lengthening the belly. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back to plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck, drop the knees, and let's reach the hips back for child's pose, extended child's pose. So arms are reaching forward, hips are reaching back towards the heels, lengthening through that long, low back. And then we'll kick the heels off to the side and come to a seat. Go ahead and stretch the neck, do whatever you need to. If there's any pose that's calling your name before you sit, you can go ahead and do that now. Just allow the body to speak with you. Maybe it's a bridge pose. You can follow me through these neck stretches. That's what I needed. Maybe you need to do a twist. Maybe you want another inversion. Maybe it's a shoulder stand or a plow pose. Just allow the body to dance, to be a dance of energy as you open like a blooming flower, and just feel the centered and the grounding that this practice brought you. Notice your breath. And then we'll go into just a few minutes of prayer, of meditation. I used a mudra here with my left hand cradling my right palm and then placing my thumbs together at the top, signifying our connection with God. Close the eyes. Take some time. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. It is a great gift we have to be able to use the body to clear space, to clear obstructions, to clear tension, so that we can truly just sit and listen and be with God. Please like, subscribe, of course, and share this video with your friends if you loved it. And namaste.